Hello and welcome to a Deceive Inc. video. In this video, I'm going to be going over damage in Deceive Inc. as well as the cover damage reduction, the cover damage prevention of headshots, as well as out of cover damage, so that you have a reasonable idea of what to expect with each weapon of each agent. So, starting with Chavez, we're going to start with in cover only. So, at first, I'm going to demonstrate the damage reduction of cover and how it persists briefly after exposing it and how it also prevents headshots. So, as you can see, I'm using Chavez's first revolver, the Sentinel. I'm going to show you how many shots it takes to kill.
It ain't right.
The body shot, firing
this is how I feel after. Personally.
So, full body
I'm
shots,
so sorry.
firing as quickly as possible isn't bad at all. But you only have 6 shots in the chamber, so it can be quite difficult. Now, headshot wise, as you can see, whenever you shoot someone in the body, you get a yellow hit.
You'll be fine. It ain't right.
The yellow hit marker indicates that you shot them in the body and not in the head. Now, if you notice, when someone is in cover, it doesn't matter where you shoot them first.
I'm so sorry.
So this is because that the in-cover damage reduction prevents a headshot from the first shot. This can even be seen if I fire rapidly, aiming for the head. You'll see that there's a second yellow hit marker on a headshot, even though I've shot them in the head on the second shot.
Don't feel bad. I'm pretty good.
Third shot, however, is a headshot because by the time I shoot Squire a third time, the headshot is not being protected against from the out of cover bonus that persists briefly after exposing someone from cover. That being said, as you saw, I clearly killed him in 3 shots. 2 shots to the body and 1 shot to the head. Now, let's expose his cover and then wait briefly before firing upon him. Still 4 shots to the body with the standard revolver from Chavez.
I'm so sorry.
Now, let's say we expose his cover and he fires upon us first and we retaliate.
And right here. That gets easy.
2 headshots. That's half the amount of shots you needed to kill him before.
It ain't right, but I need it.
Now let's do the same thing, but with body shots. Alright, Squire's being temperamental here.
Ease up, old bro.
4 shots.
I'm so
not bad, right?
Sorry.
So let's switch to Chavez's second revolver and show you the damage of that. Now, Chavez's second revolver is a little bit weaker.
It ain't right,
it has
just
a much
like
faster fire rate. So let's start with the body shots again. We're going to fire as quickly as possible.
Don't feel bad. I'm pretty good at this.
It takes 5 shots.
I'm
someone
so
in the body shot
sorry.
from Chavez's revolver, firing as quickly as possible. Now, let's try it while waiting after we break cover so that he doesn't get the damage reduction bonus for our first 3 shots.
Personally.
Still 5 shots. As you can see, Chavez is
right.
pretty consistent when it comes to body shots. You don't have to play some magical game of waiting in order to get your maximum damage. Now, let's fire as quickly as possible and see just how many shots this guy deflects, or gets damage reduction against if we fire as rapidly as possible. As you can see, our first 3 shots are affected by the cover damage reduction. This can be pretty bad if you're using a fast-firing weapon, but as you can tell, it doesn't make much of a difference with Chavez's revolver due to the power. Now, let's do what we did before, and we'll get rid of his cover.
Got a big cover
Again, 5 shots, quite consistent, yeah?
It ain't right.
Now we'll go for headshots.
Don't feel bad. I'm pretty good at this.
It took 4 shots that time. Mostly because of the headshot bonus registering on the 3rd and 4th shot.
Ease up, home, Fry.
It still takes 4 shots, even with the first 2
ain't
shots
right.
being deflected by the cover bonus, and the 4th being a headshot. So it doesn't matter if whether you land 3 with Chavez's second revolver. The body shots are probably what's going to be the most consistent for you, because you're only saving yourself a maximum of 1 shot unless it's completely out of cover opponent, which I'm going to demonstrate now.
This is a good time to learn from your
Which allows
mistakes.
you to kill them in 3 headshots, but you have to be precise.
I'm so
Now, let's move on to
sorry.
Chavez's final weapon, the Duke. The Duke is the most powerful in Chavez's arsenal, but it also has the most recoil, and it has the longest downtime between shots.
It ain't right. This is how I feel after a hug.
So, we'll go with body shots first.
Check it out.
3 body shots
You'll be fine.
to an in-cover opponent.
I'm so sorry.
Only the first being reduced by the cover bonus due to the fire rate. Now, let's expose them and then go for headshots. As you can see, a body shot and a headshot is enough to kill an opponent. Now, we'll go
It
against
ain't
an
right.
out-of-cover opponent.
But I need it. As good a spot as it. Personally,
A headshot and a body shot. You're never going to be able to one-shot someone with Chavez's revolver
I'm
unless
so
you
sorry.
use the expertise for Return to Sender. So if you use the expertise for Return to Sender, let me collect my ammo.
Just like coffee. This is how I feel after a hug.
So if we use Return to Sender and we spawn the AI, and we expose his cover and then immediately press the button, you can hit it with a one-shot. To the head, of course.
I'm so sorry.
Now, for testing's sake, let's do that again, but let's go for
Perfect
one shot this
spot.
time. Wait for my expertise to come off cooldown. I hope that they add some more options to this training room for training variables, like reduce cooldown, no cooldown, etc., etc. Being shot. Still 3
dead.
body shots, even with the damage bonus.
It ain't right. But I need it.
So the headshot bonus on this thing is rather nutty. Okay, now we've gone over Chavez. Let's move on to Ace.
Relax. I won't miss.
Now, Ace is a bit more interesting because across her 3 weapons, they have a it's basically a very powerful, slower fire rate because of the bolt action, a very fast firing rate but quite powerful, and then a 1 shot at a time but extremely powerful shots. Now, despite all that, Ace still is not the strongest agent in the game for raw damage. Ace also has the ability to use vulnerable, as well as bonus damage upon charging her weapon. So it makes her a bit more interesting.
Sorry, soldier, but I'm taking this. Easier access. Always good.
Now, with Ace, we are going to do body shots without charging up.
Like that.
4 body shots with Ace is a kill.
Sorry,
Now,
soldier,
keep in mind
but I'm taking
that Ace
this.
only has 5 shots in her magazine, which means she needs to land 4 out of 5 body shots in order to make a kill. If she misses even 1 shot, it can be quite devastating for her. So, now, let's factor in the charge-up bonus upon our first shot. 1, 2,
Hit.
still 4 shots.
It won't go to waste.
Now, what happens if we do both our charge-up bonus and vulnerable upon our first shot?
You can run, but you can't hide. Get
2
neutralized.
shots. It reduces the amount of shots needed by 1.
Sorry, soldier, but I'm taking this.
Now, if we go against an out-of-cover opponent, let me switch to tripwires for you so you can see that easily.
It won't go to waste.
Well, let's go for headshots first, and then I'll show you the out-of-cover bonuses. It's 3 shots if you go
Sorry,
with
soldier.
one headshot.
Should make it
and 2 body
easier
shots.
to move around.
Now we'll do with, sorry, that was 2 headshots and a body shot. I do apologize. Now let's go for 1 headshot and then body shots afterwards.
For medevac,
Still
not
3
for
shots,
me.
so a headshot is
It won't go to
removes
waste.
an extra shot that we need on Ace's first weapon. Now let's see what happens against an out-of-cover opponent when we go for headshots.
Gadget set.
2 headshots with this thing. That's quite nasty. On an out-of-cover
Sorry,
opponent.
soldier, but I'm taking this.
Now let's try again, but with just the damage bonus. A
Neutralized.
headshot and a body shot is enough to kill.
It won't go to waste.
Now let's try with every
Care package acquired.
vulnerable.
Can always
charge
use more
headshot
gear.
on an out-of-cover opponent.
Ooh, I'm on to you. All for medevac,
Kill a
not
headshot
for
and a
me.
body shot, which is probably for the best.
Sorry, soldier, but I'm
So
taking
now
this.
let's swap to Ace's second weapon, the Jack of Diamonds. The Jack of Diamonds is a much fire-faster rifle and is a little bit more forgiving of one missing.
Can always use more gear. Care package acquired.
So, again, let's go for just body shots to start.
Another one bites the
5
dust.
shots on a 100 health opponent. That means 20 damage per shot. Roughly, of course. Because the in-cover bonus does reduce the damage of our first shot by a little bit. It was probably a little bit more than 20 damage. Maybe 25. So now, let's pop their cover and then go for headshot.
Good,
4
but I'm
shots.
better.
Again, reduces the
It won't go to
requirement of
waste.
hit by 1. And as you can see, our first headshot didn't count because of the in-cover bonus. But let's try again with taking our time.
Tango down.
2 headshots and a body shot is enough
Sorry,
to kill.
soldier, but I'm taking this. Another one
4
bites
shots
the
again
dust.
with 1 headshot.
It won't go to waste.
Now, let's try with all of the fun stuff, which is our charge up. Apologies for the timer. Which is the charge up in addition to the vulnerability. We'll start with the charge up first.
Down you go.
5 shots in with
Sorry,
a damage bonus
soldier,
from lever
but I'm
action.
taking
That fight
this.
feels bad. Now let's do better.
Thought you could escape. Was skilled and
Still 4
outgunned.
shots, even with both damage bonuses.
It won't go to waste.
So the vulnerability with Ace's second weapon isn't going to benefit you that much, even with the damage bonus of charging up your first shot. However, let's test against an out-of-cover opponent and just see just how big the difference is.
Perimeter set. Green hit.
Still 4 shots. If it would have been,
Sorry,
it
soldier,
was technically
but I'm
5,
taking
but
this.
it's 4 because I didn't participate in. So let's try both bonuses against an out-of-cover opponent.
No matter where you go, I will follow. Aced.
So finally, with both bonuses
It won't go to waste.
against an out-of-cover opponent, we can kill them with 1 headshot and 2 body shots. Now let's try going for nothing but headshots with this.
Down you
3
go.
shots. Now
Sorry,
I'm gonna go
soldier,
for 2 headshots
but I'm
and a body
taking
shot
this.
and see if that's also
Tango down.
not. So you need 2 headshots and a body shot while someone's out
It
of
won't
cover
go to waste.
with a damage bonus in order to kill them. Now let's go with both debuffs.
Never forget a face. Lights out.
You kill someone with 2 shots with the Jack of Diamonds with both debuffs and
Sorry,
a headshot,
soldier,
2 headshots,
but I'm taking this.
which is pretty nasty considering the 8-round magazine capacity. Now, let's move on to her final weapon, the King of Diamonds, which I'm sure most of you have been waiting for. The King of Diamonds is an incredibly powerful single
The Wonko can always use more gear.
So, against an in-cover opponent, body shots.
Medevac, not for me.
Now, let's go for headshots instead.
Down you go.
To kill, similar to Chavez,
It won't go to waste.
with 1 body shot and 1 headshot. Now, let's see what we can do with the other variables. With a charge shot,
Hit.
still 3 body shots.
Sorry, soldier, but I'm taking this.
With both debuffs,
Ooh, the medevac,
killing
not
2
for
body
me.
shots,
It won't go to
makes a big
waste.
difference in a firefight. Now, let's go to everyone's favorite part, the out-of-cover opponent.
Setting up.
First, I'll show you the 3-charge headshot cannon.
Wiped out.
It's an insta-kill on an out-of-cover opponent that doesn't have bulletproof fabrics.
Sorry,
or
soldier,
one of the
but I'm
upgrades,
taking
or
this.
just doesn't have it yet. It's pretty nasty. So we can assume that with vulnerability and a headshot, you can probably one-shot even someone that has bonus HP. So, let's move on to Squire. Now, Squire is interesting because he has very
Unlocking my full potential. They shouldn't leave those lying around.
So let's go for nothing but body shots with Squire's first gun.
That was unfortunate.
6 shots. That's only half his magazine. That's
Please
quite
don't
good.
judge me.
Do it again.
Didn't mean to. So sorry,
And
but
you
I
can get
might
those 6
need
shots out
this.
quite quick. Now let's go for headshots with Squire's first gun.
I had no choice.
Now as you can see, it still took 6 shots. Now why is that? It's because the first 3 shots were negated by the cover damage reduction. Like so.
Oh boy, hope it didn't hurt too bad.
So what happens if we take our time and are a bit more patient with our shooting?
That was unfortunate.
It's only to remove the requirement for 1 shot. I'll do it again, just so you can see.
Self-defense. So sorry, but I might need this.
So, let's try against an out-of-cover opponent.
Didn't mean to.
Still 5 headshots.
Please
in a row.
don't judge me.
Now, body shot wise, we can assume it's probably going to be 6 body shots, but we're going to do it anyway.
This is a good spot. Yeah, this is good. Hope it didn't hurt too bad.
Body shot. It should be noted that shooting the arms or legs does do reduced damage, but by how much, I can't confirm, as some characters it affects a little bit more than others based on the damage of their weapons, which I'll demonstrate a bit later with Yumi. Now, let's switch to Squire's second weapon.
Please don't judge me. I'll give it back when I'm done.
Let's go for body shots.
Sorry. I'm so
I
sorry.
did get a headshot in there, so we're going to do that again.
I had no choice.
4 bursts. 12 shots. Let's go for headshots.
Someone
Still
who
4
might need a
bursts.
bandage over here.
So headshots with this weapon don't make as big of a difference. But let's try against an out-of-cover opponent, just for the hell of it. We'll go for body shots first.
Dropping this here. That was
4 bursts.
unfortunate.
Now headshots. Squire, don't be weird.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, let's try that again with hopefully it doesn't move around as much.
Why does it keep happening everywhere I go?
Mean to.
So reduce
Please
the amount
don't
of
judge me.
by 1. Now, let's switch to Squire's final weapon, the Javelin. The Javelin is basically a Desert Eagle, for all intents and
So
purposes.
sorry, but I
Very
might
high
need
power with a decent fire rate as well.
unlocking my full
We'll do body
potential.
shots first, as always.
Oh boy, is it you or me?
5 body
So-
shots. 1 less than Squire's first pistol. Now let's go for headshots this time.
No, not defense.
4 shots
So
is the last thing
sorry, but I
headshot.
might
The first
need
3, as
this.
you can tell, were reduced by the cover damage bonus. But what happens against an out-of-cover opponent? We'll go for body shots first.
Gotta go fast. Hope it didn't hurt
5
too
shots,
bad.
as expected. Now let's do headshots against an out-of-cover opponent.
I'll leave this right here. If it's you or
3
me,
shots.
So-
That's quite fucking powerful. Let's move on to Madame Zoo.
Hopes and dreams. Are people usually this?
Madame Zoo's
Small.
first weapon is quite
A
reliable.
worthy
I call it the
investment.
M4 of this game because
worthy
it's, steady
investment.
fire rate, decent magazine size, and quite forgiving, and decent damage as well. So we'll start with just body shots.
You probably had something else in mind.
About 13 shots.
I'll
I
take
might have gone
good
more
care of
overkill,
it.
I'm not quite sure. Let's go to headshots instead.
Bad attempt, really.
About 10 or 11 shots.
Should
Not
have
bad.
been more careful with those.
Now against an out-of-cover opponent.
Now waiting for the right moment. Too
About the
much.
same. Now we'll do just headshots.
Couldn't help yourself. The house always
About 9
wins.
shots. It's roughly the same, so Zoo's headshot potential isn't nearly as dangerous as some other characters, but it still does make a significant difference. Now, let's switch to Madame Zoo's second weapon, the Longshin. This is a burst fire.
I'm not much of a people person. I'll take good. Won't hurt to
Do
try.
body shots first.
It's a transaction, really.
Full burst, and they
Should
die
have been more
mid-fourth
careful with those.
burst. Now, let's go for nothing but headshots.
Probably had something else in mind.
Now, against an out-of-cover opponent.
Let's hope this investment pays off. There goes our
Burst
deal.
still. Nothing fancy. Now, Madame Zoo's third and final weapon, sorry, I don't mean to say fourth, the Zwan Yu. This is a Gatling bolt thrower that fires
Normalcy
quite quickly,
is convenient.
but consumes ammo at a
I'll
very
take
fast
good
pace.
care. Open door
Personally, I'm not a
policy.
fan of this weapon, but I'll show you the damage values. For an in-cover person,
Bad attempt, really.
about 18 shots, about half the magazine for a kill.
Should have been more careful with those.
Now let's switch to headshots.
Surprising you lasted this long.
About 15 shots, not much of a
I'll
difference.
take good care of it.
Now against an out-of-cover opponent.
Good place for this. Too much.
Again, about roughly half the
Should
magazine.
have been more careful with those.
Now we'll do headshots.
So careless. Nothing
Again,
to
it's
me.
roughly the same.
I'll take good care of it.
So, as
A
you've
worthy
probably been able to gather, the damage
Won't
values
hurt to
aren't
try.
that different for the faster firing weapons against an in-cover, out-of-cover opponent. This is mostly due to their damage already being low per shot, so the cover damage percentage reduction doesn't reduce the damage by that much. Let's move on to Hans. who
Use
is
me while you
arguably
can.
The most sad agent in the game damage-wise right now. Hans is going to take us a bit to go over because he has 2 different firing modes, shotgun and slug. We'll showcase each of his weapons' shotgun potential and then his slug potential. Shotgun-wise, point blank against an in-cover opponent. killing
a
3 body
chance.
shots.
Just
Doesn't
taking
seem
what's
that
one
bad.
of the most valuable things here.
Now, let's try to work some headshots in there if we can.
Talent
As you can see, it
whatsoever.
doesn't headshot. I wonder why that is. Hans's shotgun arm is not capable of headshotting from what I understand, unless you're using slug mode. I'll demonstrate again. As you can see, I'm clearly shooting Squire.
By one,
He's not
I will
taking-
take
I'm
you
not getting
down.
any red hit markers or any kind of headshot damage. Now, let's switch to, let me grab tripwires so that I have them. Now, let's switch to an
Saving some intel by taking this.
out of cover opponent with
Clever.
the shotgun.
Inspiring. I mean, production design. My
Still 3
sight.
shots, it's quite bad. At least it can feel quite bad if you're a Hans player. Now, let's switch to the slug mode on the first shotgun. Body shots.
Never stood a
4 shots,
chance.
and an
To
additional
the
shot is
victor
required
go
to
the
kill the opponent.
spoils.
Now let's do headshots this time. Reduce the amount of shots by 1. and
Just
do nothing but
taking what's
headshots.
mine.
Now let's do 1 headshot, and the rest body. Well, that was 4 shots. Okay, now let's switch to Hans' second shotgun. The jab. This is an auto shotgun and is quite potent due to its fast fire rate.
Just taking what's... Oh, these
So against
schematics
cover
are
opponent.
passable.
Shots, and
To
they
the
come out quite
victor
quick.
go the spoils.
This is at point blank range, mind you. Now, like before, we know it can headshot, so we know it's always going to be 4 shots. Let's switch to the slug function. Body shots.
Please stand
5
in my
shots.
way.
1 more than the previous shotgun. Now let's go for headshots.
Disappointing.
4 shots if you do
To
nothing
the
but
victor
headshots.
go the
But you can expect
spoils.
to probably do 5 shots for the most part. Now let's go to an out of cover opponent. And let's try the shotgun then.
Quite easy.
Still 4 shots, so you can expect reasonably
Just
the same from
taking
the
what's
slug.
mine.
Let's switch to Hans's uppercut, the double barrel shotgun of his arsenal.
To the victor, one of the most
We'll
valuable
do an
things
in-cover opponent
here.
first.
Talent
2-hit
whatsoever.
kill at point blank range and you land everything, which isn't bad, mind you. Now, let's switch to the slugs. As you can see, 2 body shots from the slug is a kill, not even
Please stand
4
in my
shots
way.
from the slug.
To the
Same
victor
amount
go
of
the
shots as the first
spoils.
shotgun to kill someone with the Hans uppercut with nothing but body shots. Now let's try going for a headshot on the second shot. Still not enough.
One by one, I will take you down.
And I messed up this time, so I'm gonna do that again. So,
Oh,
you know
these
that even with
schematics
1
are
headshot, you can't kill
passable.
someone.
My
3
sight.
shots.
To the victor
Just
go
1
the
less than the first
spoils.
shotgun. Which is the same. Now let's try against an out-of-cover opponent.
Inspiring. I mean, production design.
Let's go 2 shotgun blasts for a kill.
Just
expected.
taking what's mine.
Let's go to slugs now.
Talent whatsoever.
2 headshots. Is a kill with the Hans uppercut. The damage overall feels quite disappointing compared to the second shotgun's DPS output. Let's go to Cavalier now.
No mystery
Cavalier now,
unsolved when I'm
which I'm
involved.
sure most of you have been waiting for in this video.
You'll understand,
In
I'm
cover.
sure. Personal one. I got a job to do.
Around half the magazine, 9 shots.
I'll add
Quite
these to
potent
go.
with
One
body
of the
shot damage.
key
You can't
elements
hold
I
on
was
to it by the
missing.
cover shield bonus. Let's go for headshots this time.
redo for
It's
you.
roughly the same.
You'll understand, I'm sure.
Now against an out-of-cover opponent.
How does this work again? Sucks to be you.
Again, half the
I'll have these to go.
magazine. Quite
Thank
consistent.
you.
Let's go for headshots.
If it breaks, it's not my fault. Sorry, I have a mission to
There's around a
complete.
shot or two saved. Now, let's talk about Cav's second guns, the Hydras, which are probably some of the strongest weapons in the game, based on their DPS output,
I'll have
fire
these to
rate,
go.
and
Thank
magazine
you.
size. Let's go for body shots.
Sorry, but not
5
sorry.
sets body shot. Half the
This could be
magazine.
the key to the mission.
Let's go for headshots. Okay, we're gonna reset. That was quite
I'll have
terrible.
these to go.
Rather
Thank
embarrassing.
you.
Alright, let's go for headshots this time.
Never
Shot
learn.
if we don't wait for the cover bonus to go out. Let's switch to out of cover bonuses.
Personal
Still 5
one.
body shots.
I got a job to do.
Let's go for headshots now, shall we?
Sorry, I have a
headshots.
mission to complete.
Now, the Wyverns. These are a bit harder to track due to their fast fire rate, but we're gonna try anyway.
I'll have these. Time to get serious.
Now, body shots.
But not sorry.
A little more than half the magazine, so a little bit less
You'll
damage
understand,
with both
I'm
of the
sure.
pistols. But the fire rate can kind of make up for it if you can control the recoil. Let's go for headshots now, shall we?
Personal one.
A little bit.
I got a job to do.
Roughly
I'll
half.
have these to go.
Roughly
Thank
half.
you.
A little bit more than half. Now, against an out-of-cover opponent.
Never learn.
Very sorry.
You'll understand, I'm sure.
Will somebody please help me?
Redo for you. I'll have these to go.
Now, I did
Thank
get a white
you.
hit marker in there, and I'm sure you noticed, but that's the arm or leg shot reduction, which wasn't very much because of this weapon's fire rate and damage per shot.
Personal one.
And again,
I
it's
got a
roughly
job
the
to do.
same on headshots only on an out-of-cover.
Are these even legal? Are these
Now,
even
let's move
legal?
on to Larcin.
Fine, fine, fine. They say sharing. I can never
Larcin
say
has an
no
8-round
to
magazine on
extras.
his first gun. Now, Larcin always feels quite underwhelming for a lot of people, but let's see what the damage is like.
No hard
So,
feelings.
one entire magazine isn't enough to kill someone with body shots. You have to hit them with a
very
pistol throw and
generous
give
of you.
reload. Now let's do it again without landing the pistol throw this time. Still,
They
10
say
shots
sharing
roughly.
is caring,
So the pistol
don't
throw
they?
really doesn't help you that much on this gun. Now, against an out-of-cover opponent. Or sorry, we have to do headshots first. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I truly feel bad for you.
Apologies.
Oh, very generous of you. Do we hire
Saves you around a
anybody
shot or
these
two
days?
at most. Now, let's swap to Larcin's second gun, the Cadence. Sorry, we have to do it against an out-of-cover opponent first. I'm a goober.
Oh, very generous of you.
Still 10 shots.
They say sharing is caring, don't they?
We can expect reasonably the same from the headshots. Now let's switch to Larcin's second gun, the Cadence. This is his much more lethal firearm of his unit. It has a 18-round magazine.
No safe
Let's
is
see if this thing
safe
can kill in one
from
magazine
me.
or not. To the body.
And
Easily. 12 shots. And he still has 6 shots left over.
they say sharing better than a lockpick. Yes, it was me all
10
along.
shots. Not bad.
Oh,
A lot of those
very
being reduced by the
generous of
cover
you.
damage bonus. So we really only got about 2 headshots left. Now, let's go for body shots this time. On an out-of-cover opponent.
You must have not seen it
shots,
coming.
roughly the same. But let's go for the headshots this time.
I swear I won't tell.
Bye-bye.
8 shots, roughly.
Oh,
Roughly the same.
very generous of you.
Now, Larcin's last weapon, the bladed pistol, violence. So violence is
They
actually
say
quite
sharing is
interesting, and I'm going to
caring,
show you why.
don't they?
Against an in-cover opponent, let's go for nothing but body shots and pistol throws.
I truly
It
feel
takes 2
bad for you.
magazines and a body hit with a pistol throw to kill someone, which can feel quite bad.
Oh,
Let's go for headshots.
very
this time, shall we?
generous of you. No hard
5.
feelings.
So a whole
They
magazine,
say
a
sharing
headshot
is
with a
caring,
pistol throw,
don't they?
and an additional shot. Now, let's switch to an out-of-cover opponent.
What?
Did we hire
Kill 2 magazines.
anybody these days?
Let's go for nothing but headshots this time.
I'm too young to die.
And these
Kill! We don't need that extra shot.
They
So,
say sharing is
against an
caring,
out-of-cover opponent,
don't
if
they?
you land nothing but headshots and land the headshot with the pistol throw, you can kill them. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how much damage does the bladed pistol do on throw? To show you this, I'm going to demonstrate against an out-of-cover opponent.
And who?
Health critical.
Come on. It was
So, roughly
barely
20
a
damage
challenge.
hit with the bladed pistol throw. But let's go for headshots this time.
You must have not seen it
Takes up
coming.
to about 50 damage a hit with the headshot with this thing. That's a 2-hit kill with pistol throws alone. With the Larcin smokescreen tech, where you can jump in and out of the smokescreen, that can be quite devastating. Now, let's switch on back to
I
down to
am
Yumi.
totally.
Now, Yumi is quite interesting because her weapons have varying strength, but her first
Don't
one
get
feels
up
the
so
most
much
bad.
power.
Against an in-cover opponent, let's do body shots.
Don't be salty.
Or fully charged
I
body
need
shots
this
as a
more
kill.
than freebie.
Now let's go for some headshots this time.
Are those
Health
tears?
critical.
Don't get up.
2 headshots.
I'm just taking your stuff.
Now let's go for just 1 headshot this time. Still
Gonna be
3 shots.
okay.
Not bad. Let's do a try against an out-of-cover opponent this time.
Go do your thing, little one. Hey,
Still
don't
4
be a
shots.
hater.
So no difference. Let's try headshots, shall we?
Aw,
2 headshots.
did I hurt you?
So we can assume that this slingshot does roughly 50 damage to the head on an out-of-cover opponent. Now, let's swap to her split shot.
Don't get up. I'm just
Do
taking
point
your
blank
stuff.
body shots first.
Are those
3
tears?
shots without
I
missing
need
it.
this more than
Not
you.
bad. Let's go to headshots.
Keep happening everywhere.
Exciting.
I was a bit too close for that. Apologies.
And who might you be?
Are those
shots.
tears?
But as you can tell, Yumi's split shot can headshot, unlike Hunter's shotguns in their shotgun form. Now, let's switch to out-of-cover opponents.
Bye-bye. Side agent. Don't get
Still,
up.
3 shots.
I'm just taking your
So
stuff.
no difference. Let's try headshots now.
Oh, somebody please help me.
Still 3 shots.
Aw, did I
But
hurt
second
you?
slingshot is very consistent. Now, this is the strongest weapon in the entire game with the most damage per hit. This is Yumi's heavy slingshot.
Don't get up. I'm just taking your stuff.
Against an in-cover opponent with 2 body shots,
Hey, don't be a hater.
which is
I need
fucking
this more than
crazy.
you. Oh, I'll try opening
Now,
these doors
I'm going
now.
to demonstrate the limb damage reduction with this weapon because of its high damage value. So if we do 1 body shot and a limb shot, you can see that that's no longer enough damage
Quit
to kill.
faking it. Don't get up. I'm just taking
So
your
the limb
stuff.
damage reduction is there, but it's the most prevalent on very powerful single-hit weapons like Yumi's heavy slingshot. Now let's try against an out-of-cover opponent.
There we go.
Health critical.
Even against an out-of-cover opponent, a limb shot makes it
Did I
a
hurt
good shot.
you?
Now, let's do an out-of-cover opponent going for headshots.
Go, thingy, go. Bye.
You've just committed a war crime. Congratulations. It is a one-hit kill
Don't
to the
get
head
up.
if they don't have
I'm
any
just
kind of
taking your
bonus.
stuff.
So, with that, that's going to conclude this video about damage values in Deceive Inc. This is going to be unedited, so I do apologize if it drags on a bit. I will leave timestamps in the description for your favorite agent times. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.